Hello viewers, my name is Ashok Sen Gupta from School of Management Sciences, Lucknow. Today lecture is based on project risk management. It is a continuous lecture, and in previous lecture I discussed about the various type of risk, what is risk, how we can manage risk, process of risk identification. Okay. So, this topic is continue with the previous topic, and here we can find out the various tools and techniques which are used for project risk assessment, and these techniques are basically depends on the qualitative and quantitative both. So, here risk management techniques. So, risk management techniques is a continuous and collaborative process which includes the application of both qualitative and quantitative risk analysis and techniques. Most projects have include several mandatory quantitative risk analysis studied in their scope. However, managing the day to day risk inherent on every project is often overlooked in terms of formal qualitative risk analysis. So, risk analysis is based on, or we can do the risk analysis on qualitative basis and quantitative basis, because project management is a continuous process, and we have to involve ourselves to assess the risk from first day to the last day of the project, from the beginning of the project to the end of the project. We must add on the various tools to analyze the risk or to forecast the future risk during the progress of the project. In project management, generally there are some mandatory tools which must be used to analyze the risk, because without proper analysis and risk we cannot move or cannot process the overall project. So, it is very difficult for us to understand the risk and to maintain the risk. Managing these type of risk typically requires ongoing collaboration between project team members and regular review workshops to be held. The method used in qualitative risk analysis can vary significantly, depends on type of project being run and the risk management resources available to the project. In this article, we consider 5 most quantitative analysis techniques, which are as follows. So, friends, risk analysis is a continuous process, and it is a teamwork actually. It is a teamwork and collaborative with the team people. Without proper team management, we are not able to assess the risk, because it is a duty of each and every person having the responsibility to maintain the risk. And the responsibility of the people to maintain the risk always helpful to accomplish the task of project management in a teamwork. The team leader always motivate, take review workshops and training continuous training, and it is training of new softwares, training of new methods through which project risk can be sought out or may be minimized. Therefore, qualitative risk analysis are 5 types. There are 5 tools basically, which the first tool is Delphi Technique. Last time I also give you the little overview of Delphi Technique. Actually, Delphi Technique is a qualitative risk measurement tool. In this tool is a brainstorming work. This is a form of risk brainstorming, but the essential difference between traditional risk brainstorming and Delphi Technique is that the Delphi Technique make use of expert opinion to identify the analysis and evaluate risk on an individual and autonomous basis. Each expert then reviews each other's risks, and risk register is produced through the continuous reviewing. So, this is a technique. In this technique, experts gives their opinion. In this technique, experts give their opinion to maintain the risk. Experts give their opinion to minimize the risk. Company hire the experts, pay them, and take their opinion about the various type of risk and what they are thinking on that. And after brainstorming work, after several discussions, report has generated, and each and every individual expert exchange their opinion with each other and studied it. And finally, a risk management report is generated, which is helpful and submitted to the company, which is helpful for maintaining the risk. Here basically in stock exchange market, the broker houses, top broker houses of India hire the experts. These experts give you the overview about the up and downs position movement of various stock in the market. They give their views, their predictions to the general public. This is a kind of services which given by the broker house, broker companies. These broker companies would like to provide their best to their client as a qualitative service, in which they give give benefit to them by producing the opinion of the expert towards a particular market segment, or the overall stock market and its forecasting. Delphi technique basically used by most, it is a kind of expensive kind of technique, because when we hire the expert, we have to pay the cost. Small companies not able to do that, because they do not have the proper fund to pay, but the big companies, IT companies, infrastructure development companies, these companies hire the expert and take their opinion to minimize the risk. Next analysis is shift analysis. It stands for structured what if technique. This is the simplified vision of Hazop's shift applied a systematic team based approach in a workshop environment, where the team investigated how changes from an approval design or plan may affect a project through series of what if considered. This technique particularly useful to evaluating variability of opportunity risk. Variability of opportunity risk. This technique basically used in designing, where our team members evaluate and find out how changes from approved design or plan may affect the project. If at the end time, if at the time of implementation they need to change the design what is approved by the architects, and at the time of implementation we find difficulties, actual difficulties by the civil engineers or mechanical engineers to work on that design. So, team members work how to change the design. So, both of the architect and engineer has satisfied, because there is also a clashes between the architectures and the engineers sometime. So, team member investigated, they find out what if considered. This technique will be used for evaluating viability of opportunity risk. If we there is an opportunity always there. If opportunity means selection of one and left the other one. So, if we select the one design and left the other design, then what is the opportunity risk? How we can maintain that risk, how we can work on that risk? Opportunity is always be there, but there is sometimes there is a difficulties in the opportunities to maintain the opportunities. So, investigated them how to minimize the risk, viability, opportunity risk with the help of shift analysis. So, shift analysis stands for the structure what if technique. If we have the different structure, what if we change the things, what if we change the design, what we modify the design, and what will be effect after modifying the design. Isn't it our its impact on the project? Take example bridges sometime, or bridges on railway track or rivers. If company having 2 or 3 designs, and at a time of implementation they feel that let us check which design is more feasible, which is more feasible, because all 3 designs are good, all 3 designs are best, but among the best which is the more appropriate and feasible design. And what if we choose the another design in compared to this design. So, in this case type of cases in project, engineers and the team do some model, prepare some model or test models on which they implement that design and check whether this design is feasible or not. After creating a small model, it is quite easy to understand that what is the best amongst them and what is the risk opportunity. So, shifting analysis is the tool of qualitative design. The next qualitative analysis for the project management or project risk management is decision tree analysis. Decision tree analysis. Similar to the event tree analysis, but without providing a fully qualitative output, decision tree analysis is most often used to help determining the best course of action, whether there is a uncertainty in the outcome of possible event or proposed plan. This is done by starting with the initial proposal decision and mapping the different pathway and outcome as a result of event occurring from initial decisions. Once all pathway and outcome has been established, their respective probabilities executed, a course of action has been selected on the basis of combination of most desirable outcome associated with probability and success. So, decision tree is based on probability, decision tree is based on chances occurrence of the event, and it's look like a tree. Take this, I just draw a diagram for you. Look, this is our starting event. Okay. Now, we have three probabilities or 3 events, 1, 2 and this is 3. Probability is of this is 30%, 30%, 40% probability occurrence. Now, selection of first and then output from first A, B, C. E, F, G, I, J, K. They are the another forward output of each events. Now, what is the probability of these output from this? So, this is 30% in 0.3, 0.3, 0.4, 0.4, 0.3, 0.3, 0.25, 0.55, 0.0. So, we know the probability, maximum probability is 1. Now, this is a kind of tree. Here desirable outcome and associate event of probability has to be choose. अगर हम ये लेंगे तो इसकी probability 30 है, और फिर अगर ये चूज़ होता है तो इनमें से इवेंट A होने के लिए, B होने के लिए अलग अलग probability हैं. तो this is the decision tree where we choose the different actions and events by with the help of probability outcomes and mapping the different pathway. मैपिंग द डिफरेंट पाथवे, कौन सा पाथ आप लेना चाहते हैं, ये फिर ये वाला या ये वाला या इस वाले पाथ पे आएंगे तो ये, इसके आगे भी जा सकता है. अगर हम F चुनते हैं तो F के बाद भी अगर कोई पाथ है इसके आगे वाला प्रोसेस, उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी कितनी है. सो एवरी इवेंट हैविंग इट्स ओन प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ कंप्लीशन एंड एंडिंग. सो F अगर आप चूज़ कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, उसका खुद तो 3% है, 0.3% नहीं 30%, बट ओवरऑल जब हम उसको इंडिविजुअल चुनते हैं तो वो 100% प्रोबेबिलिटी है. उसके बाद वो अपने आउटपुट्स को आगे बढ़ाता है और उसको फिर अगले प्रोबेबिलिटीज़ में बांट देगा. सो दिस इज ए शेप लाइक ए ट्री, शेप लाइक अ tree, branches of the tree, and we have to choose the best output, the best outcome from the various combination of the decisions. This is done by the initial to the end. So this is about the decision tree analysis. Next qualitative tool is bow tie analysis. Next qualitative tool is bow tie analysis. We know that bow and tie. So bow tie analysis is also a qualitative tool. This is one of the most practical technique available in helping identifying risk mitigation. Bow tie analysis started by looking the risk event and then project this in two directions. On the left, all potential causes of the event and list, and right, all potential consequences of the event are listed. It is then possible to identify and apply barriers to each of the causes and sequences, effectively mitigating both of the probability of risk occurrence and sequence impact of the risk still occurs. So it is a quite interesting name, bow and tie, and it is basically used to find out the possible events and the barriers, of during the project. So in left direction, all potential cause of the event, and right direction, consequence of event. Let us take an example. If you are going to having a project of you can say any factory, we are going to establish any factory, and this factory is belongs to chemical, okay, some industrial chemical based company. So first of all, first event is choose the land area, possible cause. We listed down what we do. First of all, we have to plan. Then after planning, we find out land area, and when land area we found out, then in front of that we have to also find out the risks of choosing that land area. अगर हम वो ज़मीन लेते हैं तो वहाँ पे क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है, अगर वहाँ ज़मीन लेते हैं तो वहाँ पे क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है. या इससे पहले अगर बात करें हम लोग, तो हम लोग ये भी कह सकते हैं कि ये प्रोजेक्ट अगर ले रहे हैं हम, कि क्या केमिकल फैक्ट्री डाल रहे हैं, इंडस्ट्रियल केमिकल हमारा बनाएगा, तो इस प्रोजेक्ट में क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है. सो एक एक इवेंट्स कॉजेज़ को हम ध्यान रखेंगे और उसके सामने हम लिखते रहेंगे, उसके सामने और लिखते रहेंगे क्या उसके प्रॉब्लम्स, उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस, और एंड वी गेट एंड वी विल एबल टू फाइंड आउट द वेरियस लिस्टेड डाउन द कॉजेज एंड इवेंट्स, एंड हम उसमें से चूज़ कर सकते हैं कि ये होगा तो ये हो सकता है, ये होगा तो ये हो सकता है. ज़मीन लेंगे तो ज़मीन कहाँ पे लेनी पड़ेगी, यहाँ लेंगे तो क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकती हैं. वी हैव टू थिंक ऑन डैट. इट इज़ अ कंटिन्यूअस. अब इसको सॉल्व कैसे करेंगे, चलो ये सॉल्व हो गया। अब एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज़ देखने पड़ेंगे। एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज़ देखने पड़ेंगे तो एनवायरमेंट किससे बात करनी पड़ेगी, क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स हमें देखने हैं। ओके, सो प्रॉब्लम, कॉजेज, प्रॉब्लम एंड एक्शन। Next is probability consequence matrix. This has become a standard method in establishing risks severity of quality risk analysis. This matrix will often vary a size, but all essentially to be same thing, and that is provide a practical means of ranking overall severity of risk by multiplying the likelihood of the risk occurrence against the impact of the risk through ranking them. इसमें क्या करेंगे, हम लोग एक मैट्रिक्स बनाएंगे जिसमें हम रिस्क को रैंक देंगे और उसके सामने प्रोबेबिलिटी रखेंगे और मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे प्रोबेबिलिटी के साथ। तो और मल्टीप्लाई के प्रोबेबिलिटी के साथ तो हमें इसका रैंक मिल जाएगा और फर्स्ट रैंक सेकंड रैंक रिस्क को हम रैंक बेस पे देते रहेंगे और उसके बाद हम एनालिसिस करेंगे कि किस तरह, अगर रैंक दिया है कोई रिस्क R1 है, उसका P1 प्रोबेबिलिटी है, R2 P2, तो इनका मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे और फिर हम रैंक देंगे, ये पहले नंबर पे, दूसरे नंबर पे, तीसरे नंबर पे। तो दिस इज कॉन्सिक्वेंस मैट्रिक्स। लास्ट रिस्क इज SWOT एनालिसिस। वी नो दैट SWOT स्ट्रेंथ, वीकनेस, अपॉर्चुनिटी है। दिस इज द 4 strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. As for strength, weakness, so we analyze the strength, weakness and opportunity of the project and then take the various steps according to that. SWOT analysis थर्ड सेमेस्टर में भी हमने पढ़ा होगा, स्ट्रेटेजी मैनेजमेंट में आपने बहुत बार पढ़ा होगा। तो इट इज़ अ यूज टूल एंड वी फाइंड द अपॉर्चुनिटीज़। अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ क्या है, उसके साथ रिस्क क्या है, थ्रेट है तो रिस्क क्या है। तो हर एक पॉइंट पे हम रिस्क को एनालिसिस करेंगे, देन इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे। तो तो बेसिकली वी फाइंड हियर द डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ रिस्क एंड वी हाउ टू वी एनालिसिस द क्वालिटेटिव रिस्क. So my dear friends, hope you understand this video and thank you for watching this video.